So what's really next? I guess it's up to me. I'm tired. You know, it's real easy to remember a time where I felt like shit was like just some life I fucking despised. And I had to run away when I was a kid and shit. Fucking, thankfully, someone offered me a place to stay. Kind of not. Maybe it would have been beneficial if I would have learned early on that I'm not allowed to live outside. Although I wouldn't have known why that was important to know that before I began it, trying to do it. But I can't help but think there's a long period of time there where people weren't trying to scapegoat me for shit happening in this world. And I see little things, but, or fucking large things, possibly. No one's came up with that evidence. But I'll tell you what I haven't seen is some sort of people talking about the things that happen. Like, I ended up knowing things from these things that, like, I'm kind of worried is because I'm in a rail based game here and I was being trained for stuff that's going to happen. And I, I didn't like that. So, I'm not sure. You know, and then I asked for things to help alter it, and and then the fucking bots are like, you just change yourself. Okay, well then why did you force drug me if I can just change my fucking self? Why is that? You force drug me and then you take the drugs away like you're trying to get me addicted to them. And then, I mean, what happens to everyone else in this fucking nation when that, like, I'm fucking out there stumbling around, fucking begging for the next fucking meal and shit. And I'm told that's because of this shit happening. And I provide fucking possible solutions. Might make it a hell of a lot worse. Probably not. And fucking, you know how many people have access to whatever they want and don't act like that when it comes to it. I know maybe I'm just different because I'm a living fucking being and no one else is. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? I've not believed a word of this since fucking people came to me with this shit. Fucking, and I've been testing it since then too. And so why would my test fucking provide me with inconclusive results if I'm supposed to be playing a certain role here and shit? I'm not sure what role I'm supposed to be playing. How the fuck do I get inserted in some shit like that? Shit, I don't. I think's weird from the fucking start. I wouldn't invent weird shit. You know, even little things happening. Like, I wouldn't invent that Girl Scouts sell fucking fucking generic cookies worse than Oreos. I would invent that Girl Scouts learn to bake their own fucking baked goods. And if they were out there on the street selling that stuff, I wouldn't be able to say no. But when they're out there selling generic Oreos for 3 times the price of an Oreo, I'm just going to throw that shit away. So I'm not really, concerned with it. This is just one small thing here that it doesn't add up. No matter what happens here, all the little scapegoating and blame. It's so odd because a lot of the blame doesn't come as blame. It comes as a passive aggressive multiple choice. Ha 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 ha. I'm fucking ignorant. I'm real fuck. It comes as a it comes off to me as people trying to convince me of something without wanting to take the blame for being the person, without wanting to be able to be the poster child for the person who made such uh, exaggerated claims. And that would protect the person doing it. Now, why would we need protection if we're clear about things happening? I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff that's been happening for a short while here, maybe longer. But to me, it just doesn't add up. And I'm the one who passes math. You know, math doesn't mean jack squat. The world's obviously fake. This math stuff is created. This world is created. It's a Lego world. It's pre-built, pre-designed. I'm so sure this place is Minecraft, freaking VR and stuff. I'm like, till someone offers some proof otherwise. They have this dream talk and this God talk and stuff. And there's definitely some anomalies in the Minecraft shit, but the anomalies fall in line with rail-based storyline. So, I mean, I'm not ignorant. You're not going to be able to convince me I'm ignorant too long. I've allowed people to do that for a long time, and I've never felt that way. I allow them to think that they've just bamboozled me or whatever. It's really that simple. It's like I gotta let it go. You know, like if I can't just go around slapping everyone who treats me like I'm a fucking idiot. Like there'd be a lot of people with their fucking heads removed from their neck. The way I fucking hit, the way I hit shit. Like you know, I learned by the time maybe I'm 12. It's time to stop smacking people in their face and shit, because I'm hurting people, and it's going to come out in the wrong person almost every fucking time, because it takes a second to build up a lot of times. But what's happening here, it seems like it seems very passive aggressive, manipulative, and I can, you know, there's really two ways I can view a lot of things: passive aggressive manipulation or multiple choice in a game. And I don't necessarily feel that it is multiple choice, because some things are just pushed so hard that I almost have to make a decision. Like, okay. So I was given a bunch of money before one of the suspects tried to, I guess, kill me. Like, hit me over and over and jumped on my car when I just let him hit me a bunch and was like, well, see you later, bro. We're done. And something knew I was going to need that money, because he didn't quit till his heart quit. Till his brain quit. And that was his decision. It was going to be my decision to do it real soon, because you're only going to be able to hit me, punch me for like 30 minutes or maybe 10, 8, 7 before I, you know, I fucking mosquito. I hit myself with a hammer once when mosquitoes were fucking biting me, so I don't like fucking little mosquitoes biting at me and shit. It's gonna, mosquitoes, I am real quick to swat at. But, you know, it's almost like a little more feeling when you're getting punched in the face repeatedly. So, you know, like, I guess a human would be like, oh my God, that's so painful. But to me, it's like, oh my God, it's fucking 6:30 a.m., dude. I gotta get to sleep. What is wrong with you? Fucking, that's me. So, and there was this shit set up in advance to protect me from that, from the results that was coming from that. And this is not. I mean, I feel like the early part of being in this earth was a lot of stuff like that. It almost certainly must have been, because I don't even think I was making a or B decision. You know, like if there is multiple choice to, yes or no. I I I was done with that. I didn't feel like there was a choice, and so my choice was just like, okay, yeah, and then walk away and try to avoid the people and never talk to them again. You know, they'd be like, oh, do you like my feet? And I'm like, oh, definitely, definitely, sir. I will. My mouth's a little dry right now. I'm gonna go get some gum, and I'll be right back. And and then I'll like leave that fucking side of town and never go back. Instead of going back and having them confront me and them hitting me until I fucking pulverize them or whatever might happen. Lots of people quit. It's not everyone who keeps trying to kill you repeatedly, except for what is this stuff that keeps happening? What is the drugging? No one's answered that. What is the stuff 9 months ago? What is the stuff before that? Is it because of words I said? It sounds real manipulative as fuck because I say a lot of words and a lot of things ain't happening. Fucking, and I've had once, and it's like it's almost like the game forces me or forces bad people in the past because this will never happen again, never fucking man, I'm fucking sick of talking about this, bro. Like every day it's worse and worse because it's like trash and it keeps fucking happening and it's the same memories I have to have it. Yet how many times do I ask just for a simple bottle of cyanide pills and that doesn't appear and shit, and I have to spend years and years trying to find the correct chemical combination to fucking escape this place and shit. And like I have to torture myself more than the humans have been torturing me to try to escape their fucking torture. What the fuck is happening here? And the goddamn bullshit. I asked for some simple fucking solutions. And they're nothing but simpletons. How the fuck do they even come up with something less than a simple solution? More than, less than understandable, but fucking, it's just retardation instead of a simple solution. I'd be like, oh shit, I really am in control here, aren't I? They just retarded. Fucking. That's some fucked up shit. It's fucked up. I have to continually talk about this and continually think about it too. But I don't because when I say it happens that. Fucking retards, dude. Fucking, I'm telling you, bro. Oh, fuck. I mean, I've been telling you, right? But it ain't come to the fucking satisfactory final fucking solution conclusions that really would deal with it. But some of that shit was real fucking fast that happened. Like motherfuckers kidnapped me and like fucking it was like paralyzing me for like a month and shit, and And it pretty much seemed like an effort to fucking destroy my life and take everything from me. And then they did evict me from where I was at. So while they got me locked up on some bullshit this human fucking parasite USA race made up, they are over there fucking planning on kicking my ass out so I lose everything I own and shit. I thought my car would be gone because it's parked out on a nice road for 30 fucking days and shit where no one is allowed to park. Fucking. Why did I park out there? Was it because people in that neighborhood were scaring me from their actions? It almost certainly was something very close to that, if not exactly that. There's some weird shit happening here. It's like some sort of visual fucking novel happening here. And motherfuckers want to convince me like some dumb shit. And they can't even, like, and these fuckers can't even convince themselves how to pass kindergarten. So how the fuck do they know anything about me if they don't know how to pass kindergarten? Hey, and they've been proven not very trustworthy individuals. Not very trustworthy individuals. I mean, clearly, like when 2020 happened, humans' minds fucking changed like they weren't living beings or something. People I know, well, I can't say I ever knew anyone. I always knew there was something. I always knew something was off here and there. Fucking, that's all I know for sure about anyone I ever knew. Especially once 2020 had it, yeah, I realized, like, if these people are like this, and then it brings back memories I just spent a long ass time fucking erasing and shit. Fucking, I don't like the little fucking little shit happening, though. It just feels like it's a fucking mockery and shit. Kind of felt that way the whole time. But, you know, by the time I set some boundaries and goals, you would think that those would be like accepted if I really had any sort of value or say so. And then in 2020, I set more goals because that's when people started actually trying to really, like, people who had kept their mouths shut for a long fucking time, if they knew anything. I'm not even going to give them fucking ammo. Fuck that. You know, they came out with their shit. And so I was like, okay, so I'm in control. I'm going to set some fucking boundaries here. And now I'm going to draw the line in the sand. Fucking, you've marched real fucking far through the sand. And I'm drawing the line in the sand right here. And what happens? What do you think happens? Like, fucking sand? Are they blind? I don't think they can even see sand, yet alone a line in the sand, right? Fucking, like, I'm not even gonna waste time with fucking petty insults about where it seems to begin. Because I mean, this just sounds like I'm a petty little bitch bringing up the base fucking foundation of the Lego stack happening and shit. And I'm the one who doesn't like the humans. You know, might enjoy their drama and their pettiness. And I'm the one who, like, gets sick of that. You know, I watched Jerry Springer for like a year, and then I'm like, this is fucking a disease. And then I'm like, I can't fucking watch this. There's no fucking way. You know, like drama. There's way too much of this in my fucking life to enjoy it. Fucking, I'm like I'm literally like running from shit most of my life. Like, I can't stand and confront it now, can I? What happened when I stood up and let the drama beat me in the face until it died from killing itself in the process of trying to, what, kill me? I get in trouble for someone trying to kill me. How many times has this shit happened? I remember I was like 8 or something, and someone was hitting me, and I blocked it, and then they start crying about they're in pain, and the next move is gonna be fucking telling everyone that I hurt them and shit. And all I did was cover my face up, and so, um, I mean, I could tell by the attitude and the person's previous personality type. Just like just like what happened like 2019 or no 1999. It was poor little victim. I mean, not everyone was that way, but like half the city was and shit. And some people did actually voice quite a different opinion and shit. But you got to do your job. You got to take me downtown and take my family's house from me and $250,000 and fucking a year of my life. Which, if I'm God, what does that value a year of life out of if these delusions people are having were real? I mean, if I weren't God, I value a human's life a year at least a cool million, at least. You don't think so? You work at McDonald's, make $5 an hour. You're you're lost. You're confused. When you're dead, when you're on your deathbed in the hospital, you understand. You'll give $1 million for another hour. George Soros is going to know that soon. Everyone before Soros knows that. Trump's going to know that soon. Probably a lot of people around them are going to know that soon. A lot of people those age are learning that at this point in time, that every dollar they had was useless, and they would give it all for a few more minutes. That's what everyone else tells me. I'm not sure. Like me personally, I'm kind of like, you know, like it's like, oh shit, for real, we can get this over with. And then I'm like, oh, that's just another fucking rabbit trail. That was another false illusion of hope and shit. But whatever you guys are up to, like, I'm not happy with that shit. I don't think I've been happy with it since I'm here. And so I'm not a very big fan of being told that I'm controlling shit. And I've been fucking mocking your asses recently with this dumbass shit. And you still follow through with the mockery and shit. So, maybe the computer needs to be programmed what sarcasm is. If I'm talking to a computer and it's generating images of the shit I talk about, why don't you generate images of the fucking sarcastic shit? You'd have to go back in time and erase all that and replace it with my fucking mockery of your bullshit, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? But I guess you're God, and I shouldn't call you the computer, even though, your bots call you One Eye, which is AI, and I'm not. I'm trying to figure out if, that must be the evil God because its name is AI, and you can't be a God if you're not living. Like only living beings can create. We can create a software that generates other things, randomly auto procedurally generate, but What created the software? Do you think software can create software? What created that software that could do that? So we have this little thing going on, and no one's really discussing these things either. Fucking, there's all these twisted, delusional stories and lies. Like every religion is the same religion, but it's like at war with one another, and they're, or so they make the appearance of, don't they? See, how do we trust that they're the same people, but that they're really at war with one another, when in fact they're hiding they're the same fucking people and shit? We've already caught them in lies. How many lies have we caught this in? We have, they're fucking worshiping, they got the pyramid on the dollar bill. They claim they're the eternal victims of the Egyptians. They were enslaved by the Egyptians. But they praise Amon Ra. And they put the pyramid on their currency. And what's the third thing? 3 strikes and you're out. Right? I mean, we hadn't let it get this far, but we knew about the Amon Ra thing when we were about 12. And we didn't know about how deeply linked they all were to begin with. What was the third thing? You got the pyramid. They're worshiping the pyramid. Amon Ra, which is a god of the Egyptians. And, fuck, what's the third thing? What's the third thing? Oh, they love enslaving people. I think that's enough evidence to be a third strike, right? So, I mean, these stories are all there. I didn't invent a pyramid on the fucking dollar bill, did I? I don't even know about the pyramid. I thought it was a stupid, useless trinket. I didn't know it meant anything. Right? Is there some evidence otherwise? I just thought it was sand. I thought it was stupid people building sand structures. Who knows? Maybe it actually means a hell of a lot. Maybe it's like, I mean, they're calling, after I said it, Elon Musk and pals are creating Stargate. But I think I might have heard that word previously. And there's definitely been media out there talking about the pyramids being a Stargate, but that's really the only thing I've ever thought that could be is more than just stupid sand piled up. Like, like fucking people. And what are you going to do? You're a fucking caveman and you got sand. Build a giant sand castle, right? But whatever these fucking assholes are up to, dude. I see the move to like be like, oh, I'm in control. Well, that's weird. Where are my cyanide pills I asked for 4 years ago? That's weird. It's been 4 years I've been asking for one thing in specific. And the 10 years before that, I was asking for something, and then that got blocked. And then the 10 years before that, I was asking for something, and that didn't appear till like 13 years later in forms that I didn't trust at all. Would you trust someone? I mean, you would, wouldn't you? My friends, I think, would warn me of stuff like that. The people I've chosen to be around. Now, the people I've chosen to run away from as fast as I can might tell me the opposite, because there's more than one personality type, but there's less than a handful. So some are a little bit different. Some are passive aggressive manipulation, and some are outright fucking savage. Could be somewhere in between. There's some other things, but this whole talking to me about shit is real fucking odd. I don't remember saying, hey, this Chinese girl is talking to me. It's time to separate me from her. I do remember having like a little weird feeling because it was like the first girl talking to me and shit, and I'm like 8 years old. But at the same time, I also remember how interesting that was that a person that was talking to me, I didn't know anything about sex or anything or liking females, I don't think yet. So to me, it was like kind of weird because of that. Nothing is more fruitful than a freaking 8-year old girl trying to hit on you and shit, and then being separated from it. And then that looks like a continued pattern in my life where I seem to have the same people in my life, and it's not always like what I like. I think I really only like look at one thing, and never did that appear with personality traits I like. So there's a whole bunch of flaws here in what the humans are doing, up to, repeating. And I'm sorry, I'm just not like you guys. Like, uh, you know, last time I was at school, my teacher had a flaw on the desk when I woke up, or on the chalkboard when I woke up. I woke up, looked at the math on on the chalkboard, raised my hand, and I said, Sean, I said, that right there, that number is supposed to be 5 and not 4. And he said, thank you, Sean. So the math teacher understood my logic. Probably happy I went back to sleep after that as well, but that is a that's not a bad personality trait. A person who accepted that I corrected them and a mistake they made. So um, it's not like he got an attitude problem about me waking up and doing that either. So I I'm not even sure how I notice things like that. I gotta tell you that. I was just at the store again today, and I noticed again that one of these weird things happened where I look up, I just happen to look where something is hidden. Am I inventing it with my mind? Hmm. 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 I've seen a lot of weird shit, but come on. I, I don't think. My first thought is that my visuals are being directed to look a certain direction where something's at. That's uh, that's my first thought. At times, first thoughts seem to be pretty accurate for me. So, um, there is that weird stuff happening. But I'll tell you what. Look at all the shit I've been asking for the past 4 years. I put a lot of that shit out. Fucking maybe I haven't put the most important shit out because some whiny little bitch is gonna ban me if I say the important shit, and that's kind of fucked up. That I'm gonna get banned if I say the important shit, and you force me to say something else, and then you run with the other shit, and then claim I had anything to do with it. That's some real. I mean, we're on a pattern here of passive aggressive manipulation that rules the planet, aren't we? No, I think the only people who would say they don't see that or experience that will be the ones who are the masters at doing it, right? And they will They get violent, don't they? Because passive aggressive manipulation turns to aggressive manipulation. That's why it's called passive aggressive, because it's leading somewhere. And I've been dealing with this. I mean, shit, I was literally thrown into motherfucking classes to learn about this shit. Forced to go to fucking classes to learn about that. And for a second, I was like, damn, are we talking about me here? I mean, I generally just avoid people. I'm not, and don't even talk. So, I don't think so. I think I was being taught about the people who were the scumbags who were the reason I got forced into those fucking classes. There was a reason I was forced into them. And it was a motherfucker being all passive aggressive, fucking with their personality type and shit. And yep. So I don't think I invented that. So a little weird shit. We're just gonna have to throw that out the fucking window, until we get to the bottom of everything. And like I said, like I keep saying, I'm trying to keep it a steady thought in my mind that the only solution is like a comet the size of the sun or Jupiter smashing Earth into a few specks of space dust. I'm trying to retain that thought because everyone else is trying to convince me of some very delusional sounding things as they've done since I was born. Santa Claus, Easter Bunny's coming up now, isn't he? No, he is not. But you'll be sure to tell me about that now, won't you? For the 45th year of me telling you, I don't think that's happening, running as fast as I can from you, smashing my phones, deleting my social media, avoiding my social media, cutting off all my fucking phone lines, etc., 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 to avoid that. How would you want to bet I'm somehow going to know that the Easter Bunny is coming? I have no idea. I don't know what day it's going to be. I don't even know I didn't even know the month till just now. I was trying to think of it all the last few days. That's how far I've tried to distance myself from this shit. So I would say that's not me being delusionally psychotic and manipulative. I would say this is this bot species on the planet with their fucking hive mind, and whatever's operating the hive mind is delusionally psychotic, passive aggressive, child rapist, mass murder and genocide, etc., 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 etc. Fucking. That's my best guess of what's going on. But we don't ever discuss with me about what I'm saying, do we? We don't ever discuss that. We only interject our repeated patterns like Happy Easter Day, Happy Giant Bunny Day, and Happy Flying Reindeer Day and shit. And what's odd is no one ever says Happy Halloween, but I don't really, I think there's ghosts and demons outside that look cute walking around. They just look like humans, and they don't need a special day for that to happen. But I just decorate the house and shit with cute looking shit. Fucking, I think that sparkly, Christmas stuff is kind of homosexual, so I'm not too big on that. I don't try to avoid the glitter everywhere and the pink stuff from the bunny. I mean, I got a freaking mouse and controller set that's like pink and purple and pastel. This is like the first time I bought this, but I'm not a huge fan of it. White is real garbage. Like white will just. I bought my first white outfit in like 25 years recently, because I had a white satin shirt when I was 16. I was starting to dress all business like when I was 16 and shit. And fucking day one, it got a stain on it that wouldn't come out, and it's like, well, this is unsustainable. I'm not rich. I don't even know where to buy shirts like that up until like 2 years ago, and it's from China. Apparently, China has nice clothing. Express, Jeffrey Epstein's people had some nice clothing, but I don't think so. They had a nice white suit I was going to buy in 2020. Just didn't find the right fit. But I mean, shit, I'm like, at that point in time, I'm walking through mountains and forests and shit. So, how long do you think a white suit's gonna last when I'm fucking climbing a steep dirt hill like this and I'm slipping every 6 steps and slamming into the dirt hill? Uh, it's gone the first half hour I wear it. So why would I'm not gonna buy Easter decoration. And bunnies are cute, but pictures of bunnies are kind of useless. Fucking. Anyways, point is, I know there's no fucking demons walking around, fucking, except for the ones that are just looking like humans. And I guess kind of the same way with Santa. I know there's no Santa, but it's just it's weird because it's you don't need to be passive aggressive manipulation and delusional if you're talking about reality based things. If you really believe in God, you don't attach delusional things to your religion. It makes you look like your religion is delusional, which is, I think religion does enough of that on its own, especially considering they're all ran by one little group, and they're all claiming, all 26 of them are claiming to be the real God and the real religion. And if there's only one God, why is one group inventing 26 one true gods? Yeah, it doesn't end. It doesn't end. Like, it just goes on and on. Like, talking about, it seems to be passive aggressive manipulation. It doesn't seem to be passive aggressive manipulating scumbag humans. Yep. Because it's almost like they're willing to sacrifice their life to burn your life away. It's almost like they feel like they're less valuable and they're willing to make the sacrifice for the team. Which they have a very fucking large team now, don't they? And my team consists of one person. So they have 8 billion people, and I have one. It would take 100 of them to burn the fucking flame of my life out completely. Just going around passive aggressive, yep. And I mean, there's a million things here. Fuck you guys and your fucking giant bunnies. Fuck you guys and your foreign your bullshit. And fuck it the most because you're bringing forth this other shit. You don't make any sense about. It makes no sense about. And just seems to be like a manual for genocide and enslavement at its fucking core. And I mean, even the opposition to it is ran by the same fucking people, dude. Like, you can't even have every version of opposition to it. There they are. Like, They're the master races again. Oh, you want to oppose the master race? Well, the master race has a group for you to join to do that. God, Jesus, what type of manipulative fucker is this? Like, I think it's a group of fuckers because I've had at least two of them in the same room, so it's not just one shape shifting god and shit. It's a group of billions of people claiming to be gods, apparently. Or, or they're scared to claim to be gods, so they write some wish washy stuff and funnel the money to their pockets. They seem to be scared to claim they're gods, at least to everyone else. And maybe in their own book they do claim they're gods. Maybe in the original religion. The original religions, I do believe they claim they're gods, and then they write religions for everyone else, saying that you're their slaves. That's highly accurate. So, and, you let me know where the flaw is. You go and make your documentary proving it wrong, and if you look anything like them, you're automatically disqualified from it. So, yeah, because I'm not even going to listen to those people. Fucking, I'm trying not to go around them, not to listen to them, not to hear them. Fucking, because it's it's been a long while. Fucking, been a lot of shit. Fucking, a lot of games I watch play. And then they did the separating me from other people thing. I was like, yeah. But anyways, this is my time wasted. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you bots enjoy me wasting my fucking time on this planet, because I don't. I don't want to be on this planet because it's been an entire fucking waste. So that's how much I enjoy my time being wasted. Fucking I'd rather kill myself than have a memory of this fucking planet existing left in my head, because it feels like it's been nothing but a fucking waste, minus a few fucking short things, which I've been like pretty much fucking fighting off this goddamn zombie human horde and shit. So you guys keep up with your dumbassery. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to change that, right? Like, it's sad but true. I think I'm born who I was. I don't credit any of that knowledge with all the fucking hard work I did to get it. I don't. It looks kind of illusionary how much work I fucking did versus how I already knew it before I was doing it. So, I don't think the game's handing out fucking upgrades and stuff. I think 2020 was a good fucking sign that you really can't upgrade and change the system, because that's when they started trying to convince me of shit. And I can't say there's much that changed. There's stores that are closed down. I mean, like, they close at 9, but that's not really changed even. I didn't ask for that. Okay. It just takes its liberty to do whatever the fuck it wants, apparently. And just like the humans, they take their liberty to fucking throw whoever in my life when I literally have one base fucking rule, along with the simple fucking thing that if I were a living being to meet a living being and want to have a relation with it, then there is only certain reasons you have relations with people. None of them involve collecting women for slavery. And that's a nice bonus when you get someone who wants to be your little housewife, and they don't have to do that. They don't have to cook and clean everything. I don't even fucking eat. So what value would that do to me? And most people fucking cook what they want too. So it's like, well, I don't even want to eat in the first place. So, dude, fuck it. Um, a lot of weird ass manipulative shit going on this planet. And, well, it sounds like the chatter from the bots as they've been trying to, like, say, I'm going to be the reason that they disappear. Well, they haven't disappeared yet. And I actually, like, that's odd because I would say before anything, stop the fucking chatter. Like, I'm like 4 years old when I start avoiding humans because that's all they fucking do is yap, yap, yap. So, and they never do anything of value except for the ones who disappear off screen and go to work for 18, 20, 4 hours a day. A couple of them came and talked about some interesting shit. I mean, generally, we ended up doing things together. So, they were just working on screen with me and shit. Fucking. So, that's weird. That would have been like 40 years ago. I fucking was like, well, that's enough yapping. Fucking. But I'm in control. I kept yapping. Yap. Fucking. So yeah, all this shit going on. You guys can say whatever the fuck you want, but you've already ruined your credibility as being any sort of source of information or credibility. 60% bad apples in a basket. Guaranteed every apple in that basket will be rotten within a day. It takes one bad apple to ruin a basket of apples. That's how that works for those of you who don't understand science. When the apple goes rancid, the sourness and the bacteria spreads rapidly. For those of you who have never bought a banana or a bunch of fruits, it takes one for it to be bad all be bad the next day. So, when I see a bushel of fucking apples and half of them have worms eating through them and fungus growing on them, I know that whole bushel is doomed. So, but I gave, like, shit, I gave these apples like 40 fucking years and shit, and it was kind of weird. Even the people who came into my life acted weird as fuck. That's the only thing that makes me think they're not bots. But then again, of course, bots can emulate emotions. Was like how some of them acted so weird. Like they knew me or something before they were sent in my life to date me or attempt to date me. Fucking. So eventually I set up boundaries and didn't just date anyone and throw my way because I realized, like, oh, they're using that as an excuse for I'm accepting what they're giving me. And that's why I don't get anything I actually want or like, because they're busy forcing people into my life who have no purpose being there and I don't want or like around. See what I'm saying? You humans are real fucking class fucking act and shit. You guys are like the fucking most advanced fucking crackheads the game ever created. Did you know crackheads did not exist till just recently? Did you know that? What's the definition of a crackhead? It's not really someone who smokes crack, because I know plenty of people who do coke and they don't act like that. I think they were those people before they did the coke. So, a crackhead is basically someone who's lazy and stupid and brain dead. So, it doesn't mean you've ever touched crack if you call someone a crackhead. It just means you're fucked up in your head and you're like, yeah. It's like a it's a socially acceptable way to call someone a mental retard. Call a mental retard person a mental retard. You're like, he's a fucking crackhead. You know, if their parents were around, they might be able to correct you and be like, no, he's been this way since birth. He's autistic. But they're just running the streets and she'd be like, ah, it's a fucker. And they run up to you and be like, ah, man, oh, you got $5, man. You'd be like, oh, it's a crackhead. But if their parents was there, they might be like, oh, that's autistic. He's autistic. He's got ADHD. That's all. He's never even smoked crack. We have to spoon feed him. He couldn't even put a crack pipe up to his mouth, and we've definitely never put a crack pipe to his mouth. Just so you guys know. That's what the word crackhead means. So, you know, USA invented that. Like, they say the CIA invented crack, but I'm talking about, like, coke addicts, too, okay? So they say the CIA invented crack to fucking kill off black people and fry them. But, I'm talking about like Coke supposedly does the same thing Crack does. Crack's just for poor people. Coke's for Joe Biden and Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. So one's pure and one's pure garbage. So that's the only difference. Fucking, it'll do pretty much the same thing. Chemical structure is slightly different. It's going to go the same pattern. It creates the same pattern in humans and withdrawal pattern in humans. And I have to say that because drugs don't always do the same thing to me it does to humans. It's kind of weird. Sometimes they like shut it off in me. Like, I got weed and I don't even, what's the point in smoking it? It's like, what does it do? It doesn't do anything. So, yeah, you know, America invented crackheads. And I keep thinking about that. Like, you know, what has America done for the world? What has America invented? Well, they stole the nuclear bomb from Germany. And they invented bombing nations with nuclear missiles. Because Germany didn't actually do it with their technology. They invented that too. So they invented nuclear holocaust. They invented crackheads. They invented nuclear holocaust. They invented the Satanic Bible. They invented atheism. And they brought back around LGBT as acceptable and popularized lifestyle, which I would be all on board with freedom if men weren't such fucking pigs. And apparently some of the women are pretty piggy about getting to watch two men together too. So to me that's kind of became disgusting after a while. And plus there's some other shit happening there. Like I said, women like trying to set you up and shit with men, like family or women you're dating. It's like something's wrong here with the patterns going on this fucking planet and the words that are coming out of the fucking human's mouth. And I can tell you the one fact that you are a crackhead. I think if you are in denial, you are a predator, a fucking passive, whether savage predator or passive aggressive manipulator. Probably passive aggressive manipulator, because the savage will tell you that they're going to fuck you up, and the passive aggressive manipulator is going to lead you down a line into the fucking slaughterhouse. Tell you how great it's gonna be, you know, pat you on the back and give you a little kiss and a hug and a tummy rub and say everything's gonna be all great once you reach heaven and that life will be perfect then. But for now, you've got to stand in line at the slaughterhouse, yes, and listen to all the cows in front of you fucking scream. So, okay, have you noticed the cows stopped screaming after a few minutes? They're in heaven now. So, I got to tell you, I think we ran out of trust here. I think we've had this trust issue since I was born. And there might be extremely good reasons for that. One of them starts with Santa Claus. Like, specifically, one of the few memories I have is having to test that because I was like, yeah, it's not real, is it? And they're like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, we're going to find out tonight, aren't we? And can you believe what I found out that night? Fucking enough to provide a fucking the rest of eternity with suspicion that I'm being lied to and deceived by passive aggressive manipulators. Like I said, fucking 20 years later, they forced me to go. The people doing the passive aggressive manipulation were the puppets used to force me to go take passive aggressive manipulation classes. And I'm assuming that was to learn who they are and how they act. This happens a lot. The people causing the problems tell me the problems they're going to cause me before they do it. Why would you do that? You're the worst fucking criminal in the fucking world. Yeah, fuck you. This is so fucking stupid. Why would you tell someone you fucking robbed them when you just met them and you just fucking you're about to rob them in 5 minutes? What the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck is in your head, fucking muppet? I mean, damn, dude. Like, this is what I'm dealing with, though. Like, it's like, I'm pretty sure these are literal muppets. I date the fucking, the sister of the fucking world's most famous puppeteer on the planet. And all I can think the whole time is, this person is a fucking puppet. And they're using them to fucking show me that they're fucking puppets. They're like, now look. It's the fucking world's greatest puppeteer. You're fucking there, bro. This is what's happening in the world. They show me voodoo dolls of me when I'm getting fucked up. The puppet masters will show me voodoo dolls of me when I'm getting fucked up. And then it fucks them up. So I'm not going to fucking believe anything coming out of these assholes' mouth. They're doing everything but saying the words. I am a fucking muppet. I am a fucking bag of polyester fill with a fucking flash cover on the outside, and you can see everything except for the strings, which I was shown in 2020. Everything I was shown the fucking. You can see it on TV. They showed it on TV. They were dancing around the hospitals. They're like, COVID is so great, doing the New World Order gang signs and dancing around like puppets. And then they did it in real life. And it's like, so what's the storyline here then? Because if I have to make assumptions here, since no one else is going to be fucking honest, and since humans can't be trusted one goddamn fucking centimeter, I'm going to have to make the assumption that the human race is a bunch of fucking Koopa motherfuckers who have been trying to enslave God, because there's a lot of evidence there. They have these religions about worshiping God, and they've literally had their people come and tell me that I'm supposed to be their slave bitch. And that is what it said. Jesus is supposed to be a servant. Okay, to good people. To people who deserve to have a good life. Not to the worst fucking filth, crackhead, nuclear holocaust creating fucking scumbags on the planet. How about we raise the bar for the fucking planet, and then the crackheads can smoke crack and eat cheeseburgers, 10 more cheeseburgers a day, 10 more crack rocks a day, because we've elevated the whole fucking society. And now they get more crack and cheeseburgers for free, like they've always done. They get more. And it will help everyone. And then that will help elevate it, because the crackheads will have so much crack to smoke and cheeseburgers to eat that they'll be passing out for fucking 20 hours a day,
and they won't bother anyone, and everyone else can go do something of value without the crackheads will be fucking passed the fuck out in a coma and shit. They'll smoke so much crack they won't even wake up. They'll be like Rip Van Winkle on crack. They'll never fucking wake up for like a year. You'd be like, is he dead? No, he's just in a crack coma. Fucking, and the fucking paramedic, you'd be like, is he dead? The paramedics kick him and they're like, And the paramedic says, oh, no, he's in a crack coma. This happens all the time. He'll wake up in a few months. It's fucking, just get him a pillow or something. Fucking, send him off to the fucking shed to sleep or something. Fucking make sure he's in handcuffs because they get crazy when they wake up. You know? Fucking, I'm telling you, like, these are really bad people fucking who do the discussion and shit about trying to explain to me what's going on. And they be acting scared as fuck when they be doing it too, which is another sign that they're fucking not being honest. That's another sign of passive aggressive manipulation when you're acting scared. Like, okay, so it's a sign you're lying, right? Okay, so one time a homeless person fucking was standing on the corner and I drove by him and he was like, what did you just do? And I was like, and I was all like fucking worried because I was just experiencing this shit and I don't know who the fuck I'm talking to and why, how they know who I am in my personal life. And I was like, nothing. So I wasn't necessarily doing that because I was like scared of telling anyone what I just did. I was scared of who the fuck this species is and how why they fucking stalking me when I'm traveling 100 miles per hour across the fucking planet. And what I just did, I just asked for the fucking place to burn down. How the fuck does some crackhead standing on the corner begging for food ask me what I just fucking did as if I just asked to burn the fucking West Coast down? Fucking. I mean, how did the whole fucking place later know when I asked for rain? I mean, the place was already burned down, right? So, scapegoat. Who invented the word scapegoat? Could it be the nuclear holocaustos themselves, the eternal victims, and their and one of their 27 one true religions called the original Bible? Yes, that's exactly where that word comes from. They invent it so they can tell you they're doing it because they're releasing their fucking karma about it. And the whole book's they're scapegoating the Egyptians for who they are. And they are the fucking people who enslaved the fucking Africans and from Egypt and shit. That's why they use that damn pyramid. That's why they praise Amon Ra. Because they look like broccoli heads too. They like pale skinned broccoli heads. They look like white people who rape black people, except for they don't. There's something different. I've been looking this up. They don't look like any of the humans on the fucking planet. Their admixture does not look like fucking Asians who rape black people. They do not look like whites who rape black people. Obviously, they don't look like blacks who rape white people or blacks who rape Asians. They don't look like Middle Easterners who rape fucking African people. They don't look like Europeans who fucking raped fucking African people. They look specifically different than everyone else. Like they're a fucking alien species. Maybe shapeshifters. Because they almost take on an admixture of everyone. And it creates a suicide pop. So that's what we're dealing with here. And communicate with these fuckers a lot. More than I want to. Like I've literally, like if I'm God, I'm saying shut the fuck up for like 40 years, and that doesn't happen. So, and I've definitely been saying it more recently, because that's when they started coming. Like, God, fucking. So just be on the watch out. I don't really give a shit. This place is already fucking wrecked for me. Like, this is not going to change. Fucking, all the money in the world ain't going to be able to fucking. I mean, maybe if I had, like, fucking just like 100 different chemicals I could fucking fry or alter my brain if constantly, as they've tried to do most of my life. And I guess I was trying to do too. Other than that, I was thinking it was my decision and they were involved because generally they were. So I'll tell you what. You guys take your little fucking accusations and weird ass terminology, and I notice I know it's not accusations. Generally, it's like, oh, the crazy guy just asked to change the world. The crazy guy's name begins with an S and ends with an N. Fucking, he's in control of the world. It's like, I notice that the accusations are almost always like that. They're like, no, we can't say it's you. It's like pushing me to accept things that don't add up to me. But it would definitely benefit if the world were controlled by some alien race of billions, or even one other alien, however many there are, and it wasn't me, then they would benefit a hell of a lot to have a scapegoat to say was doing all that. Yeah, that would fit perfectly with why you wouldn't want to tell someone they're God if they're not. First time in their life, they've never lied, too. It's really a very vital, when we're reaching understanding what's happening here, it's very vital to not lie during these stages, because those lies might get shown on camera and might get turned against your ass, fucking. And as we know, they love being on camera and confronted by me. And as you might not know, because I couldn't show you, my cameras were cutting off at really weird points in time. Like when I was on a 200-mile stretch of freeway late at night, no one else was on except for a couple other racers. And from what I could tell, is those cars passed in front of me. And then they passed in front of me again. And then they passed in front of me again. And probably again. And I was already recording it because their aggressive driving remind me of their pal little Joey. And I'm already scared about being on this 200-mile stretch of freeway where there's nowhere to get off. And everything that's been happening that year. So, and then I want to say I seen someone else driving the car, and when I fucking chased them and ran them off the freeway, and they pulled over at a gas station, it looked like some very different people driving the car after that too. So it's really odd. I don't want to hallucinate. I never have. I wish I could. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? I get to see like fucking dinosaurs walking the earth and fucking get to see some humans who aren't lying scumbags, whatever hallucination you got. Giant pink elephants, like this one person who smoked pencil shavings and wanted to buy some more fucking scene. I don't even believe in hallucination because of stuff like that. Although I did have a friend who went bye-bye. And my other friend said their friend went bye-bye too. But I got to experience the one going bye-bye. I don't think they were hallucinating. I don't think they were in their brain anymore. But they definitely sounded like they were seeing other things. But they weren't in their body anymore either. So we had to carry baby around, giant baby. Yeah, so whatever's happening here, I don't know. I've been saying this for a while. Be prepared, for a revealing. They've been saying that too. All the people involved in this should have been telling you. they're going to set up some shit. Project Bluebeam holograms. Bruh. I don't know if California already has all those holograms set the fuck up on that near that 200-mile stretch of freeway. Maybe that was all the 5G towers. That was weird. They're so old they looked rusted. I didn't know 5G was that old. That's weird shit. Okay, maybe it only takes 6 months for them to rust. I don't know. Maybe the type of metal they have to use. That I don't think so. Rust would inhibit fucking transmission of most signals. That was really weird too. I know it's just another thing, but yeah, I don't know if those cars were holograms or what. But it definitely looked like they were the people driving. And I've only seen like the different people one time, but I'm quite sure the cars kept pulling in front of me and not going back behind me because we're going like 80, 100 miles per hour. So they're not slamming on their brakes and then waiting for me to pass them again and shit. I'm pretty sure it's the real car. I was trying not to, the same car. I was trying not to pay attention because it was fucking weirding me out. And my cameras went off. Anyways, that was the point of that story. This is the point of me retelling that is my cameras were going off. Like my smartphone cameras I recorded everything with. I had like 3 mounted in my car in case 1 or 2 of them had accidents because I was having accidents when I was traveling across the nation and recording people. In DC, I was having accidents too, and so 3 cameras at least. I probably had like 7 on me to start, but I broke a couple because I thought they were tracking me with those, and it turns out to be whatever was following me didn't need those devices to track me. Probably bought the car from one of them, but definitely had weirdos from who said they were from the military work on my car. Definitely lived with weirdos who acted weird, who could have put shit on my car. And I definitely assume they probably own the car company and it's full of computers. Fucking, so they had no reason to fucking, yeah, I probably did get under the car and look for a stupid tracking box, but I was like, come on, dude. I think we're dealing with an alien race who's had technology for 6,000 years enslaving the planet. I think that's the most likely story here that would fit the bill of all the storylines coming together and all the things I've seen coming together is what we have is a race on this planet species who probably had androids 6,000 years ago, like real androids, not these devices. I mean, like the reason why I can summon human clones, I'm going to assume, is because they had human clones 6,000 years ago. And are they biotech? Or if you cut them open, are they metal? Are they flesh over metal exoskeleton? If they're biotech, that means they had even more fucking advanced clones than we're going to have for a minute. That's not an android. A clone is different. A clone is much more advanced than an android if you're creating it and controlling it. You can clone a little sheep or something like that, but you can't control it yet. Or you can create an android right now and control it. And I think that's what we're really dealing with here. I mean, they got these delusions about we're creating the world with our minds and all this. And I really think that only comes into play if you're getting too close to the third rail. You know, the people we can't name are referred to as the third rail. The God people are referred to as the third rail. And once you get close to that one, you're going to get shocked. Shit. Fucking going to get some visitors. They might not even let you in if they don't want you in, as far as I know. But I was raised up around the physical people we can document who control this world. I was raised up in families fucking deep into that shit. And I didn't really care, but I did work with him sometimes. So yeah, I kind of just assume that's more of what's going on here, and not to not to fucking play along too hard here, because I'm not going to end up being a fall guy for some people who are really fucking over this world. And yeah, I did. I can't help but think. I mean, there are people, there are musicians talk about shit like that happening too. Musicians who I happen to get fed long before I know anything, who then 30 years later happen to be involved in this stuff. So um, might be able to make some assumptions. I'm not sure if they're always part of it or if they got blackmailed into it, but supposedly they ended up in prison for a year because of it. Or I guess that's 4 years, right? They was in prison for 3 years, 4 years, something like that. When did the trial start? I guess the trial didn't start till like a year or two later. So like 1 to 2 years. It's still a long time. Like one year of your life in prison is like fucking eternity and shit. You probably change into someone you'll never change back from and shit. So it's like your life is taken from you and shit. Fucking anything like that. You go through some situation for a fucking year. It's just not normal. You change and shit. Like I went through shit in 2020, and we're not going back to who we used to be. Like ever. I've tried so hard. And I've tried to get drugs, fucking, from professionals and street people, and their people won't even provide me with the drugs that I feel might be able to help me, and everything else just doesn't work. Fucking. So I think that's what we're dealing with. I'm not sure the whole layer. Is it really a digital world, or are we actually on a physical world where people are spending billions of dollars to pull off some live fucking show and shit? I still don't necessarily think that would happen, but it is weird how a lot of humans act scaredy. Like when they send girls my way, they act scared sometimes. And a lot of people my whole life have had this weird laughter that pretty much to me says they're really fucking nervous, and for some reason they shouldn't be nervous about talking to me and shit unless they're lying about something, and there's not even always a reason to lie, especially if you're like some new girl meeting me. What are we lying about? You're not even talking yet. Is it by chance just the simple fact that you know you're about to lie, like meeting me is being set up, so you're lying. You're like showing your fear of that situation. Like, have they debriefed you on me? Most people act like they don't know me, so um, I don't. I don't think they've been debriefed. Like, oh, this dude's a fucking psycho and shit. Like, to me, that's standard. Like, everyone I know is fucking psycho, and I might actually be the more calm one sometimes, who said maybe we shouldn't do something like that. Maybe you should stop acting like trash. So I don't think that would specifically be why all the people get sent my way have this weird. I mean, my own family had this. I was like trying to figure out, like, it's happened so much in my life. I don't know what explains that. Maybe they're fucking bots, and it's like it's putting forth this fake emotion to leave a rabbit trail to nowhere and shit. That's the best I can think of, because I don't see why my dad would have that same laughter. I mean, he did work with Epstein's people, so maybe he was always that way and like always scared and she can actually laugh properly anymore or something. But I got that from girls who, not all of them work for Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein that I knew of and shit. Fucking. Anyways, so as much as I say fuck the humans and kill them all and shit because America is trash, it's fucking been enslaving me. Do be careful. I've said a lot of other shit a lot more times so I can escape it because it doesn't matter fucking if we get rid of the entire planet or not. What if I end up fucking floating around in space? What if they invent space and I'm like floating around with space dust and I have to wait like 2 months before I die of starvation? Or in my case, I would have to wait several years before I die of dehydration and starvation. They'd probably invent some space milk truck to come fucking hydrate me. Fuck. And feed me. Right, that would feed me too. Damn. See, it's like, but I'm trying to summon the best I can fucking come up with and show. So, I see the media's putting out shit. And, the people in the store are saying certain words. And it's all leading up to is, sounds like I'm getting blamed for stuff again. And I'd like to get blamed for why I have a half-empty bottle of cyanide pills sitting on my table when I used to have a whole bottle of cyanide pills on my table. I asked for that probably more than anything. I'm trying to, ask more for the sun to crash into the fucking earth and, to make sure the job is done. Because I do realize everything below that is probably going to be ineffective. I'm not a moron. I pass math quite easily. So I understand logic, and I generally not too big on approving of, might say shit, but generally not too big on approving of failures. Not a fan of failure. No. There's no reason to really invest time in failures. So yeah, like I didn't invest time in guitar for like 10 years because I didn't want to play guitar. I wanted to play drums. But as with everything I want in this world, there was always some group of aliens or bots, whatever they are, alien shapeshifters or bots, generally there to cause fucking problems. Like right now we got some of them up here, preventing me from doing anything in life. This is standard. This has been 45 fucking years. This human disease has been doing this. It's a pattern. They're like mosquitoes. They can only do one or two things. They can't pass math. They can't pass English. They can't pass kindergarten. They can't fucking build anything. They can't invent anything. But they can have 7 different personality types, which can lead to an admixture of about 300 different dialogue choices. Generally, it's the same 7 to 13 sentences that comes out of the 200,000 people I've met mouse. I think 200,000 is probably about accurate, right? So, I got to make assumptions when we're adding these statistics together, what the 7 personality types could be up to, since they're not up to anything else. Those are extremely rare people I meet. When I meet someone who's like family is the most famous person on TV, and they work in Hollywood and they work with Donald Trump, and we just go outside and work for whoever we want. We go and meet people who create MTV because they live down the block and they know where they live, and no one else in this fucking city thinks anyone like that even exists in this city, let alone know where they live. Yeah, I understand the mathematical probabilities of that is there's probably only like 6 people like that within this state, if there is, because they definitely tell me they don't. No one I even meet is from this city. It's like they have to ship them in from somewhere else. It's like the game's inventing people, and it's already invented everyone in the city. And it's the weird feeling I get. Fucking, but they definitely tell me this place is the cancer and shit. But I mean, could be right, could be wrong. But I can tell you the people here. I mean, the place is the soil cancer only because it grows grains and fruits and vegetables that sustain the people here. It's the only reason I can think of why the city is cancer. There's heroin. I mean, really, even if you get rid of the people, there'd be heroin needles and wrappers laying on the ground and trash everywhere. So, I guess the city is trash, but it wasn't like that like 8 years ago. It just magically all happened overnight. It's like when COVID hit, that's when the homeless people started showing up to be able to come make death threats to me when I'm parking in a parking lot, trying to sleep and shit, fucking things like that. Fucking, yeah, a lot of weird shit going on. I'm assuming they're bots, but I'm assuming that there's still a reason for bots to exist, and alien shapeshifters enslaving the planet is the best I can come up with. And they got some drones with them. They got some fucking false ass humans. And I think they've had these false ass humans for a long time, and they've been using them as soldiers to kill and enslave the fucking actual humans off. I'm assuming that's what's really happening. And they're gods. They're gods. That's why all the gods are invented by one same looking species. And why do they look the same? If they're shapeshifters, to identify themselves, because their brains are nerfed. The AI generating them is not giving them the ability to fucking really network on a strong fucking level. So their visual, their ability to recognize each other is limited to seeing that it looks similar to the alien, non-human pattern that the master takes on to begin with. And a possibility there's a couple other groups out here who are are alien to this planet, and we just don't know that because they've told us that they are part of this planet. They won't even speak of themselves or allow you to speak of them. So it's real easy to not be able to make up some sort of rebuttal to what I've just claimed is happening here, because there's no proof where these creatures came from. There's no admixture on the planet that looks like them. And the land they're trying to steal, every land they're on, everyone is saying they're not part of that land and it's not their land. There might be some other people they've convinced the world exists. And if not, I think they're creating full clones of everything. I'm not sure. I've definitely met a lot of people involved in the drugging and killing of me. And even the ones I would think they would favor the most, although I was educated on their golem rules, that they don't trust their own golems. So that's what they call their androids, is golems. You can look that up. That's an old story from their god books, their racial supremacy, global colonization manuals. So I'd expect that fucking to be coming through here some point in time, because I'm only going to be allowed to be here, God or not. It's clear the game's only going to allow me to be here 800,000 hours or less. So the immortality thing, I think
That's just one of their little lies to get you to be a slave for them while you're alive. And then you're going to die, and then you're going to be immortal, and then you're going to have a good life, and then you're going to heaven, and then you'll get to date a female who doesn't look like them, and then, and then, and then, and then, and then, and then, and then. But for now, you must obey and do everything they say.